Okay, guys, I'm outside, so you might hear some birds chirping or something pretty singing. Maybe Stargirl, who knows? But we're back to chapter 8, and if you remember, we had just had they're doing the competition, and Hillary Kimball has still being mean to Stargirl. But usually they said only 4 or 5 students entered the contest at MAHS, and this year there were 13, including Stargirl. And they say her speech, her animated speech, was incredible. That her dress matched the topic, the elf owl, and when she finished, we stomped on the floor and whistled and shouted for more. So that's where we left off. She has been giving a speech at this competition. Um, while the judges went through the charade of conferring, a film was shown. Excuse me. It was a brief documentary about the previous year's state finals. It featured the winner, a boy from Yuma. The most riveting moments of the film came not during the contest, but during its aftermath. When the boy arrived back at Yuma High, the whole school mobbed him in the parking lot. Banners, cheerleaders, band music, confetti, streamers. Pumping his arms in the air, the returning hero rode their shoulders into school. The film ended, the lights went on, and the judges proclaimed Stargirl the winner. She would now go on to the district competition in Red Rock, they said. The state finals would be held in Phoenix in April. Again and again we whooped and whistled. Such was the acclamation we gave her in those last weeks of the year. But we also gave something to ourselves. Chapter 9. In the Sonoran Desert, there are no ponds. You could be standing in the middle of one and not know it, because the ponds are usually dry. Nor would you know that inches below your feet frogs are sleeping, their heart beats down to once or twice per minute. They lie dormant and waiting, these mud frogs, for without water their lives are incomplete. They are not fully themselves. For many months they sleep like this within the earth, and then the rain comes, and 100 pairs of eyes pop out of the mud, and at night 100 voices call across the moonlit water. It was wonderful to see, wonderful to be in the middle of it. We mud frogs awakening all around. We were awash in tiny attentions. Small gestures, words, empathies thought to be extinct came to life. For years the strangers among us had passed sullenly in the hallways. Now we looked, we nodded, we smiled. If someone got an A, others celebrated it too. If someone sprained an ankle, others felt the pain. We discovered the color of each other's eyes. It was a rebellion she led, a rebellion for rather than against, for ourselves, for the dormant mud frogs we had been for so long. Okay, so here Leo is comparing Stargirl waking the student body up like the frogs wake up once the rain comes. He's saying that she brought all these good things to their high school and made them become more aware and kinder. Kids whose voices had never been heard before spoke up in class. Letters to the editor filled a whole page of the school's newspaper. December edition. More than 100 students tried out for the spring review. One kid started a camera club. Another wore hush puppies instead of sneakers. A plain, timid girl painted her toenails Kelly green. A boy showed up with purple hair. None of this was publicly acknowledged. There were no PA announcements, no TV coverage, no headlines in the Micah Time. MAHS students astir. Individuality erupts. But it was there. It was happening. I was used to peering through the lens, to framing the picture, and I could see it. I could feel it in myself. I felt lighter, unshackled, as if something I had been carrying had fallen away. But I didn't know what to do about it. There was no direction to my liberation. I had no urge to color my hair or trash my sneakers. So I just enjoyed the feeling and watched the once amorphous, ooh, that's a good word. Let's look that one up this week. Amorphous. Student body separate itself into hundreds of individuals. The pronoun we itself seemed to crack and drift apart in pieces. Ironically, we discovered and distinguished ourselves. A new collective came into being, a vitality, a presence, a spirit that had not been there before. It echoed from the rafters in the gym. Go electrons! It sparkled in the water fountains. At the holiday